All right, we're live on Facebook. This is Heather Vale, host of Vegas UnVALEd. Thank you so much to the house for giving us the applause.
Right.
I'm here at Hollywood Stars of Magic with creator Tim Wise. Tim, how are you doing today?
Oh, fantastic. We had a great show today.
You did have a great show. I got to sit in on it and see some up-close magic. Tell me how the idea for Hollywood Stars of Magic came about.
Hollywood Stars of Magic initially was a show that was a stage show to provide all my friends who were performers from Hollywood a place to perform. And so we were doing one in Hermosa Beach. Then, and at the same time, Matt Franco had won America's Got Talent. That was about 3 years ago.
Okay, I remember that.
Yeah, and he was a close-up guy, right? He won with close-up magic. And so I said, somebody should do a close-up magic show in Vegas before Matt Franco gets here. Well, just to kind of beat the curve. Well, I didn't do it. And then, so I just stalled. It didn't do anything with the brand. And then Shin Lim won in America's Got Talent. And I said, now's the time. And so I approached the room, asked my friends, and everybody's saying yes. And here we are 4 months into it. So it's really great, really great. And today we had a great performance with Greg Gleason.
Yeah, so, Vegas is known for magic. There's a lot of magic shows here. Why should people choose to come see this show as opposed to all the other choices?
Well, first, the room is only 38 seats. Okay. So that means the magic is right up close. You couldn't get any closer. And that intimate feel is something like you'll never see. You go to a big show, and I'm not going to dog any shows. All the big shows here, big shows like Penn and Teller, David Copperfield, Chris Angel, they all have big shows, big theaters. But how do you get that intimate feel? You always feel, I personally, because I started with close-up magic. I was a performer as a close-up magician. People go, I love that magic more than I love the big tricks because I'm right up on top of it. So I think people should come to this show because you'll see something that you won't see at those bigger shows. And it's in an intimate environment. You get to meet the performer. It's really great.
Yeah, and usually, people, when they talk about magic, they talk about smoke and mirrors. But there's no smoke and mirrors here.
No showgirls, no big boxes, just in-your-face magic.
No music, no spinning around, no assistants.
Right, exactly. And I'm glad that you appreciate that, because we do here. This is one of the things why it's so successful. We had the Godfather of Magic perform his last performance here in January, Johnny Thompson. And Johnny, at the end, we went to dinner. And I asked him, first of all, I thanked him for performing at my show because he kind of paves the way. When you get the Godfather to say yes to you, everybody else wants to say yes. Yeah. And the second thing I asked him is, should I change anything? And he says, don't change a thing. And so we're leaving exactly what you saw today. Very intimate, very close up. You're not any more than 12 feet from the performer. It's really kind of our focus. And the brand, Hollywood Stars of Magic, is how I created it. First of all, the brand says Hollywood Stars of Magic. There's no question of when you come to this show what you're going to see, no matter who the performer is.
And they're all from Hollywood? They're all
My
like
criteria
TV?
Was that you had to perform already pre-qualified. So let's say the Magic Castle pre-qualifies the performers. If you performed at the Magic Castle, you qualify to perform here. If you've done any television, either through a featured show like Fool Us, or if you've done Master's Illusion, any of those shows, you certainly qualify. Or if you've been in the movies doing magic. So all of this comes around the Hollywood theme of if you have been qualified by the public first, then you can perform here.
Okay, so tell me about your history with magic yourself as a performer. What drew you originally to being a magician?
Oh, okay. I was 5 years old, and my grandmother had a booth at the Michigan State Fair. And my parents used to give me to my grandma for 10 days. And I would hang out there every year. And that first year, there was a building that Chevrolet, because it's Detroit, Chevrolet and Ford had all their new car models, and they'd always have a magician working the stage. And I used to go and watch that guy do 12 shows a day. And one day he picked me out of the audience and he had me do the linking ring trick.
Okay.
And the best part about this was he had a little girl on one side, he had me on the other, and he's standing in the middle. And he takes two rings and he puts them together, and he asked me to take them apart, and I couldn't. I remember the people laughing at me. I was struggling. And then he just took them from me and handed them to the little girl and says, you take them apart. And she just goes bloop and pulls them apart like this. So I learned two things, the power of the goddess and the power of magic, really. And so then when I was 16 years old, my mother let me quit high school and join a magic show. And I was actually left home for a year. I went to Alaska, British Columbia, the Yukon. I met Doug Henning in 1977 here at the Hilton Hotel. And my life has been magic almost my entire life. I'm 57 now, so I've been doing it a long time. I work with Jeff McBride here in Las Vegas. We produce a show called Wonderground once a month. Over 10 years we've been doing it, and we've cooperated on that. And I produce other shows like the Mystic Playground in San Diego, and then this little baby here in Vegas is kind of like a little sweet little gem because everybody's supporting it. So exciting.
So if people want to come see one of the shows, how do they go about doing that?
The easiest way to get tickets is go to HollywoodStarsOfMagic.com. And there's a ticket link there, and I put up every week who's the next performer. And that's the easiest way. We use Eventbrite, so it's very simple. Their ticket system is very easy.
Okay. And so you've been going for a few months now, and this is an ongoing thing, like indefinitely?
I would like to say indefinitely. When we produce shows in Las Vegas, longevity is a big thing. If we can just sustain the quality, and that's the biggest thing, is keeping the quality up, we'll be here as long as people are willing to see the show.
Okay. And today you had Greg Gleason, who's a friend of mine.
Yes, he's a friend of yours, and he's a friend of mine. I met Greg 10 years ago when I first came to town. We were right after the first Wonderground. Jeff McBride, and Greg and I went to dinner, and we talked magic, and we've been friends ever since. And then he came in, and
he came in.
I remember that. I remember. It's like magic. Here I am.
Thanks.
That was fun.
Thanks for doing the show today. Yeah, it was really great. The audience really enjoyed it.
Hi, Heather.
Hi. So that was awesome, Greg. I've never seen you do magic like that. I've seen you do the big stage show, Masters of Illusion, but I have not seen you do the close-up,
That's why
except what you did for me personally.
For all my friends here in Las Vegas, so they never get to see that unless they're somewhere on the road where I'm on the road, but I don't do that show here in Vegas hardly ever.
So let me ask you, when was the last time you've done close-up in town?
I only do it for high-end private parties.
Okay, so the public for today was the first time they've seen it, right? Without being at a party. That's great.
Is it harder when people are that close? Is it harder to pull off the trick?
It's different, and then I'm using a video camera which doesn't look away, it doesn't blink, you can't misdirect it, so everything I have to do is perfect. Has to be perfect, or you'll see how it works.
And it was perfect. I mean, I was right up front. I didn't see anything as far as, I see how he did it.
Yeah, well,
so
that's my job.
How much practice does it take to get to the point where you can pull that off?
I've been doing that 40 years. So
that same shtick?
That's no, it changes all the time. Okay. So that show has been pretty solid for the last 9 or 10 years, I would say.
So if we put you two together, the amount of magic you've both performed, we're almost at a century.
Almost. Well, actually, I started when I was 8 and 9. I did my first public show when I was 12.
12,
Yeah, and so when you add it up, it's a lot.
Yeah.
And that's the one thing great about Las Vegas too, is that there is a lot of tenure in magic here, right? A lot of great minds, and Greg's one of them. He's one of the best guys out there.
Thank you, Tim. Thank you, Tim.
Do you guys all know each other? Like the magic community in Las Vegas, is it like a small town where everybody knows?
Fraternity. And there's ladies too, but it's a fraternity, and it's a big one. It's not just in town, but I mean, really, one of the things I joke about sometimes is like if you could be in a foreign country, walk into a local magic club, and if you can do a magic sleight of any kind, they welcome you in. They want to make sure you got food and where to place to stay. I mean, it really is a camaraderie like that.
Yeah, it's pretty amazing. You can have instant friends all over the world.
Yep. Yeah. Through cards or through magic.
And you also kept joking about the fact that most of your audience were magicians.
A lot were today.
Is there any rivalry that goes on in that scenario, or are they all just supporting you?
Not at our age group.
Okay.
Right. Yeah.
Yeah, because the kids do compete.
It's a little different when you're in your 20s or your 30s, but when you're in your 40s or 50s, it's like
there's tenure.
We're just friends now.
Right.
So,
and we all
elevate
each other.
Yeah.
Right.
We do.
Okay. Awesome. Thanks, guys.
Thanks, Heather.
So if they want to find out more about Greg, they go to
GleasonMagic.com.
Okay, GleasonMagic.com. If they want to
HollywoodStarsOfMagic.com.
HollywoodStarsOfMagic.com.
TimWiseMagic.com. Either any of those.
TimWiseMagic.com. And of course, if you want to see more shows, go to VegasUnVALEd.com. That's VALE. VegasUnVALEd.com. Like us, share us, subscribe, leave your comments below. What kind of shows do you want to see? Let me know, and we'll try to cover it for you. Take care, and I'll talk to you next time. Vegas Unveiled.